What I'm going to show you is how to set up a class using QUIA. Once you have logged on and you are on your main profile, on the left hand side you're going to click on the link Classes. Under your login details it will list all the classes that are registered for your particular logon. To create a new class, simply click on Create a Class, which will take you to a new page where you can start to set some basic details. First thing you might want to do is set an end date. This will enable you as a tutor to encourage students to complete tasks by a particular date, or even in terms of a formal assessment. You can choose to do instructor enroll, whereby you set up and assign the classes to the students. You have full control of their logon names and passwords, therefore if students lose their password you can give it out. However, this may take a long time, may be time consuming if you have big classes. The other option is student self-enroll, whereby they log on and they set their own password, which means they have to remember it. The benefit of this is that it will save you time as a tutor. At FE and HE, this is probably the best option. From here, you're going to set some further details. You are assigned a web page on QUIA for your class, so you can call this whatever you might want to, but don't include capitals or spaces as this will be rejected. You can then edit other details, including putting images in or changing the font and adding a welcome message to the class. You've also got the option here to add particular hyperlinks, which you can direct your students to if they want to do further research. The main function of this is what you're going to do is you're going to assign activities and quizzes that you've already created onto your classes page. Once you've assigned these activities, you will be able to see it appear on your classes page. Once you click on Assign Activity, all of this from the drop-down list is everything that is being created under your logon name. These activities will then appear here. You scroll down and you're going to save changes and edit the roster. The roster is the class list, therefore you can either upload that as a tutor or this will appear once your students have started to register for your particular page. There are great benefits of creating classes. Not only can you have the register and direct students to a particular activity so they do it by a certain date, but you also have this function here called gradebook. Once they've completed their activities, this gradebook will store what answers they put and what totals they got from the answers that you've already prescribed when creating your activities. For the purpose of this, I'm going to show you a class that's already been set up. As you can see, this class here already has 23 students registered and 1 quiz assigned, so I can view my results here. For HE, you have the option to have an ID number scheme here. You can switch to ID or name. For FE, you may wish to switch to name. From the activities that you have listed under your web page, you'll have the answers detailed here. This may be several columns if you have several activities. It gives you the average scores at the top. You then have further options. For example, I can have a look at the reports, which will then tell me what grades people got from particular activities. As you can see, I can see various reports, for example, individual student scores, particular groups, or maybe even what the average, how many people got a particular score. For example, if I know I need students to get above 50% to pass, I can click on that view and it will then tell me how many students got 50% in that particular test. Similarly, further down the page you have the option of doing individual reports. This will be of great benefit because it gives detailed answers as to what the students replied, can also include your feedback that you initially put, and also you'll be able to print them out individually so that you can give these back to students from assessment. Another great function of this is to be able to look at the specific answers for the particular quiz that you are looking at. This grade button here takes you to each of the questions and also tells you what the average score was for that for your particular group, so that you can work out maybe particular questions that the group might be getting wrong. This, as a tutor, will enable you to plan particular lessons which you might think they might need in order for assessment or exam preparation. One last function of this is to be able to export these particular grades by group and individual in order to put it into other form of document that you might need. Once exported, you have got the students' names and grades that they got. In the format of Excel, this could be useful if you are then going to go and do mail merge or feedback sheets. Got your class already set up? Simply send the link to your class web address to your students and let them register or enrol them yourselves to enjoy the benefits of this program.